In this video, I want to show you how to write a works cited entry for a book that is written by more than one author. Well, actually, these are editors, so this is an edited book and it has more than 2 editors. In fact, you will see now, this is the copyright page. This is the year we're interested in. This is the name of the press. Now, the word press here happens to be the name, part of the name of the publisher. So we're going to have to say academic press. That's what we include. Now it's owned. Well, let's go ahead and go down here. Here are the contents, and you see that for these chapters, okay, you have different authors listed because this chapter is written by this group of authors, and these editors are the ones that compiled, these two right here, compiled the work. That talked to the authors, that got them to submit, to work through things. So these are the ones in charge of the collection, and they may be different from the ones in charge of the actual writing. Like you see these right here, this chapter 5 was written by different people. So how do we deal with this? We're going to write a work entry for this sort of book, and it's a book whose chapters are written by different people. Let's go ahead and work with this one right here. Guilt and hurt, similarities, distinctions, and conventional strategies, conversational strategies. If you were to cite from this work, like page 130, you pulled some information, you would have to say you're citing from these authors because they're the ones that made that information. So how would you do this in MLA formatting 6th edition? Okay, the first thing you would do, I'm talking about writing a works cited entry for this type of thing. Because you have authors of chapters in an edited book. The people who edited the book are different from these. How do you do this? Okay, the first thing you do is you get the names of the authors. And they're given to you in a specific order. So I know V comes after S. Don't alphabetize this list. V has to go first here. That's how they are listed here. And so she is known as the primary author. That's very important. Okay, so it's Evangelisti. Alright, so I'm going to go over here to a new document. And let's go ahead and start the entry. So I'm going to okay, Anita. Let's go back to check the information. Anita L. Okay, and Rhonda J. Sprague or whatever. So Anita L. and Rhonda. We'll work with that. Anita L. period, comma, and Rhonda. Now, so MLA wants a comma even if it's just 2 authors. So separate your authors with commas, and before the very last one, if it's a list of more than 1 author, put the word "and" before the very last one. So it's Evangelisti, comma, Anita L. period, comma, and Rhonda. Let's go back and get this info. Rhonda J. Okay, Sprague. Let's see. And Rhonda J. Sprague. Okay. Now, what we need now is the name of the chapter. So we're going to go back over here, get that information. The chapter is Guilt and Hurt. This is the main title. Similarities, distinctions, and conversational strategies. So Guilt and Hurt. Similarities, distinctions. Colon. Similarities. Distinctions. Comma, and conversational strategies. Okay, now the period and the ending quotation marks. I know there's not a period in the title itself, but MLA wants that period to be between the last word of the title and the ending quotation marks. Let me just make sure that there was a comma there, and to make sure I got the title right: Guilt and Hurt, Similarities, Distinctions, and Conversational Strategies. Let's go check the data. Similarities, distinctions, comma, and conversation. Okay. Now we need the name of the book. So I'm going to scoot up here. Well, let's remember that the chapter starts on page 124 and ends on page 155. So 124 to 55, right? Those are called inclusive page numbers, and we can go ahead and put that up here just to tag it. I'm gonna put it down here to remember. Pages 1, 1, 124 to 155. Okay, we need to remember that. Now let's go back over to the entry and let's get the name of the book. So the name of the book is next italicized. So this name is Handbook of Communications and Emotion. And now you see how it has a smaller font here? This is the subtitle. It has two titles. So let's get the first one done, Handbook of Communication and Emotion. Let's get over here, italicize it. I'm going to make it italics. Handbook of Communication. And can you believe it? I already forgot what the title was. And Emotion, was it? And Emotion, yeah. Emotion. Okay, colon. Now let's get the subtitle. It says Research, Theory, Applications, and Contexts. So, research, theories, applications, and contexts. Research, theories, applications, comma, and concepts. Period. Alright, now I gotta fix this. Put an M there. There we go. Now, I get rid of the italics. Now I'm back to Roman font, or the upright font. We need ED. ED means edited by. Okay, so you don't need to put ED by. You just need ED period, and then the names of the authors of the editors of the book, which are down here. Peter A. Anderson and Laura K. Guerrero. Okay, so we're going to do Anderson first because that's how he's listed. It has nothing to do with A before G here. Now, because we're in the middle of an entry right here, we don't have to put last name first and first name last and that sort of thing. We can just list it as a regular name. So it's Peter A. Anderson. Now, I want to point out this had an E in it, not an O. Okay, and let's see, Melanie R. Excuse me, it was Laura K. Guerrero, period. Let's just make sure about that. Peter Anderson, Laura K. Guerrero. Okay, now the next thing is place published. It's going to be Academic Press, San Diego. Now San Diego is big enough that we don't have to put California. Okay, so it's San Diego. Now if we had to mention the state, it would be San Diego, comma, CA, right? You mention the state in terms of postal abbreviation. But the place published here is going to be San Diego. Academic Press is the publisher. Now remember, press here is part of the name for this particular one. If it had been Academic Press Publications, we could just list Academic Press. But here we need to keep both of these. And 1998 is the copyright. So let's go ahead and go back over here to place published, San Diego. Go, colon, Academic Press, comma, 98 was it? Let's check. 1998, okay. 1998, period. Now, the last thing you need two more things. You need, you're going to need the inclusive page numbers. Now, when we say inclusive page numbers, we mean the first and the last pages of whatever it was that you're quoting from, the chapter, the source, whatever this is. It's usually going to be a chapter. So inclusive page numbers is the first and the last. So we go 124 through 55. Now notice for MLA, I don't go 124 to 155. They let us omit the redundant digits, and we understand that that's 124 to page 155. That's fine. And then we have to put print. Okay, so this is how you would write an MLA citation for an edited book in which the chapters are written by different people than the editors listed on the cover page. And I decided to pick an example here that had more than one author, so you can see how you would have to list the authors. Now, if you needed to make this under hanging indentation, you would have to leave this line, the first line, out to the margin, but the subsequent lines have to sneak under. And you would have to kind of break it away so that the computer thinks, you know, you have a truly distinctive paragraph. And that's how you would do it right there. Now notice there's a little bit of a space there. To fix that, just go ahead and highlight everything. Go to paragraph. You should find that. Get rid of this stuff. Just put a 00 spacing before and after paragraphs. And whoever it is you're writing in college, usually you want double spacing. So we'll go ahead and do that, and that's how it'll look. Alright, so that's a MLA entry for an edited book in which the chapters are written by different authors, than the names that are listed as editors on the cover of the page, of the book.